A storm was sent to destroy your peace, but Archangel Michael stood in front of it. God says, "Nothing will touch what belongs to you." My beloved heart, listen closely, for this message is not an ordinary one. It carries the weight of heaven's decree. A storm was sent to destroy your peace, a storm so fierce it was meant to break your faith, your balance, your rest. But before it reached you, Archangel Michael descended in blazing light, his sword drawn, standing as a living wall between you and the chaos. You have felt the pressure lately, haven't you? The sudden waves of confusion, sleepless nights, and silent fears creeping in when no one is watching. That wasn't coincidence. That was the storm, an unseen battle waged against your calm, your promise, and your destiny. But heaven intercepted it. The moment the storm formed, the moment the enemy thought he could shake you, Archangel Michael received heaven's command, "Stand before my child. Not a single thing will be touched that belongs to them." And he did. In that instant, Michael's light split through the darkness like lightning, silencing the roar of destruction. Every force that was marching against you, every whisper of fear, every assignment of loss, was confronted by the Archangel himself. The heavens witnessed as his wings became your shield and his presence became your peace. Right now, I need you to feel this truth deep in your spirit. The reason you're still standing is because the divine stepped in. You may not have seen the battle, but you felt the resistance. You may not have heard the clash of spiritual swords, but your heart sensed the turbulence. Yet here you are, still protected, still chosen, still marked by favor. Child of light, heaven is declaring over you, nothing will touch what belongs to you. Not your peace, not your purpose, not your family, not your future. Every plan that was designed to break you will now turn into the evidence of how guarded you are. The same storm that was meant to scatter your blessings will now reveal how powerful your covering is. Something divine is about to shift. You're about to realize that this interruption was protection in disguise. The delay you faced was not denial. It was Michael standing in front of the wind saying, "No further." Before you scroll away, let me tell you, the next moment reveals what heaven hid from you all this time. What was really happening behind the scenes will open your eyes to God's unshakable promise. Type "I am covered by heaven" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Lesson code 441 is now active in your life. Dearest soul of light, there is something sacred happening around you even now. The storm that tried to break through your peace did not just vanish, it was restrained. Archangel Michael didn't merely push it back, he dismantled its authority. Every spiritual voice that rose against you was silenced before heaven's court. The winds that once carried fear are now carrying restoration. And right now, as you listen, the very atmosphere around you is shifting. The storm may have been loud, but God's decree is louder. Nothing will touch what belongs to you. You see, sometimes when heaven shields you, it does not always remove the noise immediately. The thunder might still echo, but it has no permission to harm you. What looked like delay was actually divine defense. God allowed you to feel the edges of the storm so you could witness the strength of your protection. Archangel Michael stood not only as your defender but as a reminder that heaven takes your peace seriously. He saw the arrows before they were released, and he intercepted them with fire from the throne of God. Right now, I want you to imagine this: Michael standing before you, wings wide, sword blazing with celestial light, speaking your name before heaven's throne. He declares this one is sealed. Their peace is sacred. Their path is chosen. Every time the storm tried to whisper, every time the enemy tried to stir anxiety in your mind, Michael's presence pushed it back with one command: be still. That is why, even in your lowest moments, you could still feel a flicker of hope that wouldn't die. That hope with the echo of heaven telling you, you are not alone. Beloved, when God says nothing will touch what belongs to you, it means your identity, your promise, and your destiny are preserved. It means even when the enemy shakes your environment, your foundation remains anchored in divine order. You are not losing your peace. You are learning how guarded your peace truly is. And soon, you will see the results of that unseen battle. The storm will clear, and what remains will be stronger, brighter, and unbreakable. Before you move on, stay right here for a moment. What comes next will open your understanding of why this storm had to happen, and what Archangel Michael was truly sent to protect. Trust me, you don't want to miss what heaven is about to uncover. Type "I receive heaven's defense" in the comments if this word is confirming something in your spirit. Blessing code 557 has now been activated over your life. My precious one, listen with your spirit, for what I am about to say carries the sound of revelation. The storm was never about your downfall. It was about your awakening. Heaven permitted you to see the shadow so that you could witness the power of light. Archangel Michael did not just stand in front of the storm to stop it. He stood there as heaven's testimony that you are marked by divine ownership. When God declares, "Nothing will touch what belongs to you," He means it in ways deeper than your understanding. Every part of your being, your peace, your mind, your dreams, was sealed under divine custody. You have been walking through moments that felt like unraveling. Things you trusted began to shake. Doors you thought were sure suddenly closed, and people you counted on drifted away. It wasn't chaos, it was clearing. Heaven was cleaning the atmosphere around your destiny. Every false attachment, every draining connection, every energy that couldn't carry the weight of your next season was removed by the storm. What you saw as loss was in truth divine alignment. Archangel Michael was enforcing heaven's order in your life. And in that divine enforcement, your peace became the battlefield. The enemy knew if he could disturb your peace, he could distort your perception. But God said, "No. This one's peace is protected." You see, peace is not the absence of war. It is the authority that rules in the midst of it. You carry that authority because heaven recognizes your name. So when the storm advanced, Michael stood before it and declared, "This soul bears the mark of divine inheritance." In the declaration, every weapon formed against you lost its power. Beloved, even now, unseen forces are working in your favor. The same storm that was designed to scatter your blessings will soon announce your promotion. The same winds that tried to destroy your peace are carrying whispers of restoration. There is movement in the spirit realm, and your name is echoing through it. The proof that you are chosen is that you survived what others could not. The reason you are still here is because your assignment isn't finished. And Archangel Michael is still standing guard, ensuring that nothing crosses the boundaries of divine protection set around you. Now take a breath and receive this truth deep into your being. You are covered by the commander of heaven's armies. You are not behind schedule. You are exactly where the divine wants you to be. The turbulence was not a sign of abandonment. It was a sign that heaven was rearranging your environment to make room for new blessings. The winds that roared against you are now carrying messages of favor, and they are returning multiplied peace to your life. Before you move on, pause here, because what unfolds next will reveal the secret purpose behind the battle you faced. The hidden reason heaven allowed the storm at all will be unveiled soon. Wait for it. The next revelation carries divine clarity you cannot afford to miss. Type "I am guarded by light" in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 663 is now released over you. Now, before we go deeper into what's coming next, take a holy moment with me. If this message is touching your soul, if you feel the power of heaven speaking through it, then hear this. Your support in this mission is not just kindness, it is partnership with heaven itself. When you give, through super thanks, membership, or even the PayPal link in the description, you are sowing into a movement that rescues souls from fear and darkness. Every offering becomes like oil poured on the altar of God, igniting more light to reach more hearts. As you sow, rivers of divine favor begin to flow back into your life. The same Archangel who defends you will guard the seed you plant today. I invite you personally, stand with this divine mission. Be part of spreading heaven's messages across the earth. Your giving will echo through eternity as a testimony that you stood with the voice of truth when heaven spoke. Sow your seed now, and watch how heaven multiplies peace, provision, and protection around your household. Blessing code 663 remains active as you move in obedience. The gates of abundance are open over those who partner with light. Child of divine promise, let your heart stay still for a moment, for what you are about to hear is not just a story, it is revelation. The storm that rose against you was not random. It was strategic, calculated by unseen forces that feared your awakening. But what they underestimated was the covering over your name. When Archangel Michael stood in front of that storm, he was not merely defending your peace, he was defending heaven's investment in you. You are not ordinary. You carry a blueprint that darkness cannot decode. That's why the battle around you has been so intense lately, because your next season carries the sound of fulfillment. Every storm is drawn to greatness, and the more divine your calling, the more violent the winds that test it. But let this truth settle deep within you. The storm did not come to destroy you. It came to expose what cannot be shaken. You were never meant to live fragile. You were meant to live fortified. And that fortification has been activated through fire, through resistance, through the waves that tried but failed to drown you. Heaven allowed you to hear the thunder so that you could recognize your authority over it. Archangel Michael's presence was not silent in this battle. His sword blazed like 1,000 suns, and his voice carried the decree of God himself. No darkness shall claim what bears divine ownership. You may not have seen it with your natural eyes, but your spirit felt it. The sudden calm after the storm, the moments when your heart wanted to break yet found inexplicable peace, the nights when you thought all hope was lost but somehow strength returned. Those were not coincidences. Those were signs that Michael's defense was active, that heaven's light surrounded you like an invisible fortress. And right now, heaven is saying to you, look again. What you thought was destroyed is not gone. It's being rebuilt under divine supervision. The pieces that seemed scattered are aligning according to a higher design. The storm was heaven's instrument to clear the space around you, to remove what could not carry your next glory. Every delay, every disappointment, every tear that fell in secret, none of it was wasted. The storm revealed what was weak so that what is divine could rise unshaken. Beloved, you are entering the aftermath of glory. You will soon see why peace had to be protected, why your stillness had to be preserved. Your peace is the soil where heaven will now plant the promise. And Archangel Michael, who once stood as your defender, now stands as your witness, testifying before heaven that you did not bow to fear. That testimony is unlocking doors that no hand can close. Hold on to this next moment, for what comes after this revelation will unveil the exact reason heaven chose you to carry this mantle. Before you scroll away, know this: what's coming next is the unveiling of your divine assignment. You will soon understand that the storm wasn't about loss. It was about awakening your command over creation itself. Stay right here because this revelation will make everything make sense. Type "I stand in divine authority" in the comments if this message confirms your spirit. Blessing code 777 has just been activated upon your peace and purpose. Dearest soul under heaven's gaze, there comes a time when what was hidden in the spirit must be made visible in the natural. The storm you faced was not only an attack, it was also a revelation. He revealed who you are and who stands for you. When the enemy designed a storm to shatter your confidence, heaven turned it into a stage for divine proof. Archangel Michael didn't just block the storm. He redirected it. He took the same force that was meant to destroy and made it bow before divine authority. That's why everything that seemed to fall apart will soon rise again in divine order. The protection you felt was not temporary. It was covenantal, sealed by the command of God Himself. The truth is, the storm was drawn to your destiny because your light has grown stronger. Every time you chose peace instead of panic, every time you forgave instead of fought back, your spiritual frequency increased. Heaven noticed. The angels noticed. Even darkness noticed. And the moment that darkness attempted to strike, Michael stood like a burning tower before it. He did not come to beg for your safety, he came to enforce it. His sword was not a weapon of negotiation but of divine decree. Every current of confusion that tried to reach you broke upon that sword and dissolved into silence. You might not realize it yet, but something sacred shifted within you during that battle. You discovered resilience. You discovered the power of stillness. And you discovered how deeply heaven values your peace. That peace is not weakness, it is warfare. The fact that you can stand calm while chaos moves around you is evidence that you have entered spiritual maturity. The old version of you would have panicked. But the one standing here now understands that storms are not signs of failure. They are confirmations of destiny. Even now, Archangel Michael is still near. His assignment did not end when the wind stopped. It continues as you rebuild. He guards your environment, clearing unseen energies, silencing toxic influences, and guiding divine connections toward you. Every new opportunity coming your way is being filtered through heaven's approval. Nothing unclean, nothing harmful, nothing deceitful will touch what is yours. The promise remains, nothing will touch what belongs to you. Beloved, this is your restoration hour. What the storm tried to steal, heaven is about to return sevenfold. The very ground that once felt unstable is about to become the foundation for miracles. You are walking into a season where everything that was once threatened will now thrive under divine favor. God is turning the same storm into a testimony that will reach others who are still caught in their battles. Through your story, peace will become contagious. Before you move forward, hold on. The next revelation will open your eyes to what Archangel Michael whispered in the spirit realm as he fought for you. The message he carried from heaven is about to be unveiled, and it carries a prophetic key to your next chapter. Do not miss it. The divine scroll of your destiny is about to open. Type "My peace is my weapon" in the comments if this is confirming your journey. Blessing code 888 has now been released upon your household and destiny. Beloved child of divine purpose, the moment the storm was intercepted, a sound was released in the heavenly realm. It was the voice of Archangel Michael, speaking your name before the throne of God. That sound still echoes in eternity. When the winds raged and the clouds gathered to destroy what you had built, Michael did not retreat. He advanced. His sword of fire cut through the storm center, and his declaration resounded through creation. This one belongs to the Most High. Your peace is sealed by divine right. Those words were not poetry, they were love. The moment they were spoken, the storm lost its authority to touch you. You may not have understood why everything suddenly went quiet after such turmoil, You wondered, was it really over? Did it really stop? Yes, it did. Because what heaven speaks, even chaos must obey. Michael's intervention marked the end of one spiritual cycle and the beginning of another. A storm was sent to test your foundation, but what it uncovered instead was your unshakable connection to the divine. You stood firm even when fear tried to whisper. That single act of endurance became your victory. Understand this now: the storm was never about destruction. It was a divine revelation of ownership. Heaven wanted to show you that your peace is not fragile. It is fortified. You are under the covering of divine order, and everything that concerns you has been written into heaven's book of protection. That's why no matter how hard the winds hit, something in you refused to collapse. You were carried by invisible hands, upheld by celestial authority. And while you were questioning your strength, the angels were in awe of your endurance. The truth that Archangel Michael delivered through his presence is this: you are not fighting for peace anymore. You are fighting from peace. You are standing in a position of victory that has already been declared. Every assignment of anxiety, confusion, and spiritual interference has been dismantled. The forces that once intimidated you are now beneath your feet. Heaven has declared your territory sacred. Nothing can enter it without divine permission. And here is something the Spirit of God wants you to know. What comes after the storm is always the greatest clarity. The clouds are clearing, not just around your life, but also within your spirit. New visions are forming. New opportunities are aligning. People who carry the fragrance of divine purpose are being drawn to you, because peace attracts destiny. You are stepping into a realm of discernment where you will recognize divine timing, divine alliances, and divine favor like never before. The storm tried to blind you, but Michael's intervention has opened your spiritual sight. You will now begin to see the path ahead with precision. You will hear instructions clearly and move with confidence. The same presence that shielded you will now lead you. This is not survival anymore. This is ascension. You are moving from being defended to being directed by divine forces. Wait and listen, because the next revelation unveils what the Archangel wrote in the scroll of your destiny after the battle ended. The words inscribed there will change the way you see everything that happened to you. Don't move yet. The message that follows is one of the greatest secrets of your protection. Type "I walk in divine fortress" in the comments if this word burns within your heart. Blessing code 909 is now unlocked, sealing peace and guidance over your path. Beloved vessel of divine light, as the heavens opened after the storm, a scroll was unveiled before the eyes of Archangel Michael. Written upon it were the words of your assignment, ancient, sealed, and now awakened. The storm was not random. It was the sound of destiny shaking itself awake. Every moment of pain, every question you whispered into the silence, was part of the unfolding of this divine document. Michael did not only defend your peace, you witnessed the activation of your next chapter. In the heavenly record, your faith was marked as victory. Your endurance was recorded as a covenant. And your peace became the signature of your divine calling. You may have wondered why the battle was so personal, why it felt as though the storm had your name on it. That is because it did. The enemy doesn't attack what is empty. He attacks what carries promise. You carry promise that echoes across generations. Your obedience, your prayers, your perseverance, all of them have rippled through realms. When the storm rose, it was an attempt to erase that echo. But heaven had already decided the outcome before the winds began. The decree was simple and final. Nothing will touch what belongs to you. In that decree lies an unshakable truth. Your peace is not just emotional stability. It is spiritual authority. Peace is heaven's language of dominion. When Michael stood before the storm, he wasn't simply guarding your comfort, he was guarding your dominion. He stood to ensure that your authority would remain intact, that your voice would still carry weight in the realm of the Spirit. That is why even after the storm passed, your discernment grew sharper, your prayers grew deeper, and your heart grew wiser. The battle strengthened what was meant to lead others out of their own darkness. Right now, heaven is positioning you as a vessel of restoration. You are not coming out of the storm empty. You are coming out anointed. The residue of fear is being burned away, and what remains is pure faith. The peace you hold will become a weapon for others. Those who cross your path will feel calm just by being near you, because your peace carries the vibration of heaven's authority. Michael stood before you not just for your sake, but for every soul your life will touch. You were preserved because you have purpose beyond yourself. And now, as the storm's memory fades, you will start to notice divine acceleration. What was delayed will come suddenly. What was lost will return multiplied. The hands of heaven are rearranging timelines, bringing into alignment what once felt distant. Do not worry about how things will unfold. Just stay in peace. That peace is your divine compass. It will guide you straight into fulfillment. Before you move forward, pause here. The next revelation carries a message directly from Archangel Michael himself, a message meant to strengthen your faith for the miracles about to manifest. Wait for it, because what he speaks next is the sound of your breakthrough taking form. Type "I carry heaven's authority" in the comments if this word resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 1111 has been released, sealing divine acceleration and heavenly favor over your destiny. Child of eternal promise, as the heavens stood still after the storm's defeat, Archangel Michael knelt before the throne and spoke words that would shift the course of your life. Father, he said, the storm has passed, but the vessel still carries questions. Let the revelation come forth. And heaven responded with light, a light that descended through Michael's wings and touched the atmosphere around you. That light is still moving even now, wrapping around your life like a living shield. It is not just protection, it is confirmation that you are seen, known, and chosen. You must understand, beloved, that divine protection is never random. It is intentional, specific, and targeted. The same storm that came to disrupt you was also meant to reveal your authority. Archangel Michael stood in front of it not because you were weak, but because your assignment is vital to heaven's timeline. You have a role to play in the unfolding of divine order on earth. Every prayer you have whispered in tears, every time you have chosen peace instead of revenge, every moment you have spoken kindness instead of anger, heaven recorded it as warfare. The storm was drawn to that light because darkness always confronts what it cannot comprehend. And yet, when the winds broke against Michael's flame, they fell powerless. The storm could not access what was sealed. It could not reach what God had declared holy. You must hear this clearly. Your destiny is untouchable. You might feel bruised, but you are not broken. You might have lost temporary things, but the eternal things remain intact. Michael's presence ensured that the root of your calling stayed alive. God's promise, nothing will touch what belongs to you, is not metaphorical, it is law, written into the fabric of creation. Now heaven calls you into rebuilding. The silence after the storm is not emptiness, it is the sound of preparation. You are being given new instructions, divine strategies, and supernatural insight. What once felt like confusion is about to turn into clarity. The path ahead of you will open effortlessly because the storm that once blocked it is gone. The same Archangel who fought for you now walks beside you as a guide. Every step you take is under divine supervision. Every door that opens will lead to divine multiplication. Beloved, peace was your test, but restoration will be your testimony. You are about to witness blessings flow in ways you never imagined. Connections will appear, provisions will manifest, and long-awaited answers will finally come. The storm was meant to intimidate you, but it has only increased your capacity for glory. The fragrance of heaven now follows you wherever you go. Before you scroll away, hold your attention for this. What unfolds next reveals the hidden promise sealed in Michael's message, the one he was commanded to deliver personally to your spirit. That message will transform how you view every battle you've ever faced. Wait for it. The revelation is sacred. Type "I am restored" under heaven's light in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 1212 has now been released, unlocking divine guidance and supernatural clarity. Now, before we move deeper, take a moment to stand with this divine work. If this message has touched your soul, understand that you are part of something greater than a video. You are part of a mission to awaken souls across the earth. When you support this message through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding words, you are fueling a movement of light. You are helping heaven's message reach hearts that are drowning in fear. Every act of giving becomes a seed planted in the soil of eternal purpose. The rivers of blessing that once covered you will now multiply through your obedience. I speak this prophetically. Every giver in this divine mission will witness open heavens over their homes. Oil will not run dry, peace will not depart, and favor will rest upon your name. This is not a suggestion. This is a call from heaven. Stand with light. Support this mission. Be part of what Archangel Michael is releasing through this very message. Blessing code 1212 remains active over those who give with faith and reverence. Heaven has marked your offering as a covenant seed. Beloved keeper of divine peace, the light that descended through Archangel Michael now rests upon you as a mantle. It is the evidence that you have survived the trial and stepped into your appointment. What once was a battlefield has now become sacred ground. Every scar you carry glows with purpose. Every tear you shed hath been collected by heaven. The storm did not leave you empty. It left you anointed. And now, as the winds grow silent, heaven begins to speak not about survival but about inheritance. Listen carefully. Your inheritance is not only in the form of blessings, but in the authority to release peace wherever you go. That peace has been tried by fire, tested by fear, and proven indestructible. When Michael stood before the storm, it was not just for you. It was for every soul that will find peace through your story. You are now heaven's instrument of restoration, a living testimony that divine intervention is real. You are becoming the very thing that darkness tried to destroy. That is why you can sense the atmosphere shifting around you. The same presence that defended you now flows through you. God is saying even now, what the enemy meant for harm, I have turned for glory. The plans that once worked against you have been rewritten to work in your favor. You are entering a season of reversal, where losses become platforms, where rejection becomes redirection, and where the impossible becomes natural. The divine order that protected you is now propelling you forward. Michael has not stepped back. He now walks ahead of you, clearing the path of hidden traps and unseen barriers. His wings are spreading across your timeline, ensuring that nothing interferes with your divine alignment. There will be signs in the days ahead, unexpected peace in moments that should have brought fear, favor appearing where doors once closed, clarity returning after seasons of confusion. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that the decree still stands. Nothing will touch what belongs to you. Even time has to bow to that decree. What you thought you missed is being restored in divine sequence. What you feared you lost is waiting for you in a higher place. The storm did not take your blessings. It transported them to the realm of promise where only faith can reach. Beloved, you are no longer standing where you were before the storm. You have crossed into a higher frequency of purpose. Every prayer you prayed in pain has become a prophecy over your future. Every moment you stayed faithful has become a seed that heaven is now watering. The harvest is closer than you think. Do not let discouragement blind you. You are about to see the manifestation of everything heaven promised you. Before you turn away, hold this truth in your heart. What comes next will reveal the mystery of the divine exchange, the exact moment heaven replaced your battle with blessing. That revelation will ignite your faith beyond anything you have experienced before. Stay right here. The next word is a divine key to your breakthrough. Type "I receive my divine inheritance" in the comments if this word awakens something inside you. Blessing code 2323 has now been released, sealing divine reversal and multiplied restoration over your destiny. Beloved guardian of light, the hour has come when what was whispered in heaven is now being revealed upon the earth. The storm that once raged against your peace has completed its assignment. It could not destroy you, so it was forced to deliver you. When the storm ended, Archangel Michael lifted his sword toward the throne and spoke, "It is done." The vessel remains standing. The decree is fulfilled. Those words moved through the heavens like thunder. In that moment, every chain of fear that once held you broke, and every voice of doubt was silenced. You are not just restored. You are redefined. What came to test you has now crowned you. You have entered a season called divine exchange. In this season, what was stolen will be returned in greater measure. The peace that was attacked is now being multiplied. The doors that were shut are swinging open not by force, but by divine favor. Michael's intervention was never temporary. It was a beginning of a new alignment where your life operates under heaven's rhythm. You are no longer reacting to storms. You are commanding them. Your authority has matured, and your words now carry creative power. When you speak peace, it will manifest. When you declare restoration, it will appear. The spiritual mantle over you has expanded, and heaven trusts you to carry it. You understand what that means, beloved. It means the same way Archangel Michael stood before your storm. You will now stand before the storms of others. You are not only protected, you are appointed. Your presence will bring calm where there is chaos. People will find strength simply by hearing your story. Every trial you endured was training for this divine responsibility. The storm was not your punishment. It was your preparation. God was teaching you how to rule from stillness, how to lead from peace, and how to walk as one who has seen heaven's defense firsthand. Even now, the evidence of divine restoration is manifesting around you. The relationships that were meant to break are being renewed with purity. The finances that once dried up are beginning to flow again. Opportunities that were delayed are reappearing at the right time. Nothing has been lost, only transformed. Every event of the past season is being rewritten by the hand of God into a testimony that will uplift countless souls. Michael's wings still hover above you, ensuring that no residue of destruction can linger near your peace. And as this transformation unfolds, you will notice something sacred. Your heart no longer trembles. You are no longer driven by fear but anchored in faith. That is the ultimate sign that you are walking in divine rhythm. The peace you now carry is not fragile. It is an unbreakable covenant between you and heaven. God himself has sealed it. No word, no curse, no action can undo it. You are marked by divine resilience. Before you move on, stay still for a moment. What is about to be revealed next is not about the storm or the battle. It is about your destiny. It is the unveiling of why God allowed you to walk through this journey and what He plans to release through your life next. The mystery of your assignment is about to unfold. You'll want to hear every word of it. Type "My storm has become my crown" in the comments if this message stirs your faith. Blessing code 4141 has just been activated, sealing divine exchange and supernatural restoration over your journey. Beloved warrior of peace, the heavens have now recorded your endurance as testimony. The storm that once roared against you has become the echo of your triumph. What was sent to break you has been transformed into a divine proclamation that you cannot be shaken. Archangel Michael now stands not only as your protector but as your witness, carrying before the throne of God the record of your faith. The Father has seen how you did not surrender when the winds pressed hard. He has seen how you clung to His word when silence seemed endless. That faith has summoned the fulfillment of His promise. Nothing will touch what belongs to you. This very moment, unseen movements are taking place around you. The storm's residue is being cleared by heavenly hands. Every delay, every disappointment, every injustice that attached itself to your journey is being restructured into divine order. You may not see it with your physical eyes yet, but the atmosphere of your life is changing. The same angelic army that stood with Michael is still working in your environment, correcting what was out of place, removing what does not serve your purpose, and anchoring your peace in permanence. There is a reason you felt spiritually stretched in this season. It was not punishment, it was enlargement. God has been increasing your capacity to carry His glory. You cannot lead others through storms until you've learned to find stillness in your own. That is why you were tested, not to measure your weakness but to reveal your strength. You are being prepared to carry peace into atmospheres that are in turmoil. You will speak, and the chaos will bow. You will pray, and the winds will obey. This is your anointing, to bring divine calm where fear once ruled. Every storm marks a promotion, and yours was no exception. The greater the wind, the greater the authority that flows. You have been shifted from endurance to dominion. The realm that once intimidated you now recognizes your name. Even the forces that opposed you have been commanded to release what they tried to steal. Divine justice is in motion. The tables are turning in your favor, and blessings that were withheld are being delivered by the same angels who once guarded your peace. Heaven's order has rebalanced your story. And now, beloved, the Spirit of God declares that you are entering the season of visible glory. What was hidden in the spiritual realm will begin to manifest in your physical reality. You will see restoration with your eyes, not just feel it in your heart. Opportunities will rise out of nowhere. Long-prayed doors will finally open, and relationships aligned with divine timing will emerge with ease. Every struggle you faced will serve as evidence of how deeply you were loved and how fiercely you were protected. Before you turn your heart toward the next revelation, remain here a moment longer. The following message is the culmination of everything that has been spoken. It reveals the final decree from heaven through Archangel Michael himself. This last unveiling will show you not only that you were protected, but why God Himself called you chosen. What comes next will close the circle of this prophecy. Type "I am anointed to carry peace" in the comments if this truth resonates within your spirit. Blessing code 5151 has now been released, activating visible glory, divine justice, and accelerated restoration over your destiny. Beloved, this is the moment heaven has been leading you toward since the first whisper of the storm. The winds that once surrounded you have gone silent, and the air around your soul is now filled with clarity. Archangel Michael stands before the throne, radiant and victorious, holding in his hands the scroll that bears your name. He opens it, And as light pours from the script, heaven's voice declares, "This one has endured. This one is established. Nothing shall touch what belongs to them." That decree is final. It cannot be reversed. It cannot be broken. It cannot be challenged. Every force that once sought to harm you is now under divine command to bless you. What the enemy meant for destruction has become the evidence of your divine inheritance. You are now walking in the territory of fulfillment, where everything that once resisted you will now serve you. The storm exposed what was fragile, but it also revealed what is eternal. You were never meant to live in fear. You were meant to reign in peace. That is why Michael stood before the tempest with the authority of heaven, because your calling required divine defense. You are not just a survivor. You are a keeper of divine equilibrium. You carry the same light that protected you, and that light will now protect others through you. As the heavens settle, Michael steps forward and speaks one last message into your spirit. Your peace is your power. Guard it, nurture it, and walk in it. For as long as you remain in peace, no shadow can cross your path. The same God who spoke stillness to the sea now speaks through you. Those words are not for comfort. They are a commission. You are being entrusted with heaven's weapon of serenity. The world will sense it in your presence, the authority that silences storms without raising a hand. You will walk into rooms where chaos reigns, and your stillness will bring order. You will speak words that heal, not because of human eloquence, but because of divine backing. The phase of defense is over. Now begins the phase of dominion. You are not hiding behind angelic protection anymore. You are moving with it. Michael walks beside you, his sword no longer drawn in battle but resting in the glow of victory. The storm's defeat has become your inheritance. Every promise that felt delayed is now activated. Every seed of faith you planted in tears is about to bloom in front of your eyes. The clouds have parted, and the light that emerges carries your name within it. This is not the end of your story. It is the birth of your divine reign. Beloved, hear me clearly. You were not protected merely to survive. You were preserved to multiply light. Your peace will travel farther than your words. It will touch lives you will never meet. It will restore homes, awaken faith, and calm hearts across nations. That is the legacy of those who are guarded by heaven. Archangel Michael has completed his assignment, but his watch over you continues as a covenant. From this moment forward, nothing will touch what belongs to you. Not by accident, not by design, not by force. You are eternally sealed under divine sovereignty. Before you leave this space, take this final moment to anchor what heaven has done. Speak it aloud. I am untouchable under divine peace. Let that declaration become the vibration that shapes your next season. The revelation is complete, but the manifestation has only begun. Type "I am sealed in divine peace" in the comments if this message has found its home within your soul. Blessing code 7777 has now been activated, releasing eternal protection, unshakable peace, and divine dominion over your life. Now, before we close this sacred journey, let me speak directly to your spirit. If this message has stirred your heart, if you have felt the presence of God through every word, then understand, this mission exists to carry heaven's voice across the earth, and your support is part of that divine assignment. When you give, through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not supporting a channel. You are extending heaven's reach. You are helping Archangel Michael's message of divine defense touch souls who are standing in storms of their own. Every seed you sow becomes light to someone else's darkness. It opens spiritual doors for countless lives to be restored. This is not about charity. It is about destiny. Those who give into this mission will walk under open heavens. Divine provision will find them where lack once lived. Well will flow in their homes, peace will multiply in their hearts, and protection will surround everything that bears their name. Heaven watches those who give with faith, and the same angels who fought for you will fight for your harvest. So right now, act with faith. Stand with the mission. Be a vessel through which this word reaches the nations. And as you do, remember, your giving is not leaving your life. It is entering your future multiplied. Blessing code 7777 remains active over every hand that sows into this divine purpose. The light of Archangel Michael covers your offering and magnifies its reach to the ends of the earth.